Hello, everyone, and welcome to our first session. For those of you that joined our meet and greet, welcome back. It was so great to speak to each one of you and learn and hear from you on a one-to-one basis in our breakout rooms. I'm really excited to be starting off our conference today, all about how to leverage local marketing data to improve your franchisees' performance. So it is right on the dot, half past. So we'll give it maybe 30 or so more seconds before we dive in. So very excited to be here, word of the day. And we will dive in momentarily. Okay, so it looks like we're about a minute past the hour. So let's get started. For those who may not be familiar, hi, my name is Raakkel Sims. I run our customer success department here at PromoRepublic. But more importantly, I actually host our CMO Peer Talk series. So if you're not familiar with the series, that's actually a monthly webinar that we do run where it's all peer-to-peer talks, as it says, where it's essentially a roundtable with leaders in the franchise space that are coming in to share their feedback or experience on any number of topics. We've had some really fantastic feedback thus far, which is what has led us to host an entire conference as opposed to just a webinar once a month. We do have some exciting webinars coming up in the schedule, so make sure to stay tuned for that. We also have launched a CMO Peer Talk community on LinkedIn, where we share not only franchisee news and trends, but tech trends as well, and social trends and local marketing trends. So we definitely recommend joining that because it's not only a place where the PromoRepublic team is sharing data, it's from your peers as well, where you can ask questions to one another and just really network. And it's an exclusive community for franchise leaders. And my colleague has just shared the link in the channel in the event you are interested in joining. So moving forward to today's agenda, we have 3 key points that I will be personally covering. The first is how the process of buying is completed by the customers at their local level, what you can do and how you can track these local marketing metrics and what each of these metrics mean specifically. And then third, we'll look into how to get value from this data, because as we know, there's a lot of data points to track across your local level. So without further ado, let's dive in. So we're all consumers, right? We're all purchasing in one way or another, online or offline, in our day-to-day lives. But as you can kind of see by this like squiggle, the purchase point doesn't actually start and end in one place. In 2020, this journey has really shifted of discovery, and it includes so many platforms nowadays where you're going through different social channels. Maybe you're going to a listing and then you're checking reviews. And the growth of that type of pattern didn't stop in 2020 once we kind of got out of the hyper digitization that we saw during that time. That it's still here to this day in 2022 and definitely taking off in 2023. So we're really talking about these main pillars of social listings and local search and reviews, because this is how people are discovering and making these decisions and taking any type of action these days. And I am so guilty of this, especially when it comes to where I'm eating or shopping. Like, I can't be the only one on here that menu stalks, so to speak, where you're checking a restaurant that you want to go to, you read the reviews, then you go to their Instagram, and then you're checking their website, reading the menu, and doing all of this before even deciding to go to a place, especially if you're in a new city and you're just searching restaurants by me and you're taking all of this into consideration. I am really guilty of doing that almost everywhere I go. And this is really important because the usage of Google overall has skyrocketed from about 63% to over 80%. And it's really important to think of that because around 86% of consumers are using Google Maps to find their local business. They are going through that journey that I just described for myself when it comes to finding a place to eat. And what's really interesting now, and we'll highlight a little bit more of this on the next slide, is that TikTok is being used over 40% of the time by Gen Z when it comes to finding things locally, whereas Instagram is where my fellow millennials and I are kind of searching things, as I just highlighted, menu stalking. Although on my recent vacation, I did use TikTok to find some cool cities to go to. So, you know, social media is really paving the way and changing the way the different platforms are moving. And you can even see this right now where the different social platforms or different platforms overall are focusing on driving features that are encompassing the local journey and the discovery trends. You can see Google Maps has the neighborhood vibe. The Maps experience on Instagram has completely changed, and nearby is a feed that TikTok has launched as well. So this is really interesting because all of these features were launched essentially since July. So over the past quarter and a half, these features have really come to fruition. And this opens up a lot of opportunities for your brands and local businesses to be visible, but more importantly, to be chosen by local customers. And I just highlighted this buying journey in my one little sliver of an example in terms of the food and beverage space, but ultimately that's the same journey across any purchasing decision, especially when it comes to, let's say, activities, hobbies, where you're getting your haircut, etc. And customers are really producing a lot of content for you as well in the form of tagging your places on the social media channels, leaving reviews, asking questions on Google, etc. And these are all things that people take into consideration when making these purchasing decisions. And there's a lot of data points, not only for the consumer to kind of evaluate against, but also for you as a brand or for your franchisees as a single location to thrive and outperform their competitors. And you can see, again, this is so a lot to take in on the three pillars that we have: social, listings, and local search, and reviews. So you have all of this to yield that end result, which is that lead going from an observer to a purchase. And when you take a step back and look at this, Yelp stat that you have about 26,000 reviews are being published per minute. So that is a lot of user-generated content that's not only helping your locations, but it's helping the consumer make these decisions. So I have compiled some data points to track, again, across these three pillars: search, reputation, and social. So feel free to screenshot this slide. That's why we put it together for you to have. And you can kind of have this as a checkpoint about, okay, what is each location meant to track? Because this is essentially for one location. This is what you ideally, whether you're a single business or a multi-unit owner or, you know, a franchisor, you want to have this data in front of you. All of these data points bring opportunities for you to be found. And like I said, this is just one location. Can you imagine all of this at scale for your several locations or hundreds of locations, whatever that may be? And this is here, again, if we just take it column by column in search, the goal is to get on top. You want to be on one of the top rankings to be found on both maps, organic, and search. And this really helps by making sure your Google business profile is complete and you have native dashboards built into those features, as well as tools and platforms to assist as well. The next, we have reputation, which is all about your reviews management and your engagement. So you want to, the goal of reputation is to generate reviews. You know, your franchisee should be asking in store or on event or on site, hey, can you leave a review on Facebook or Google, etc. I've seen some really great examples of some of our clients have QR codes that they scan and it automatically brings them to the leave a review site. So there's a number of average reviews that you can track, the sentiment of reviews, the review ratings, etc. And then on social, right? This is where you can have the customer service experience virtually, and where you can put out all of the latest news and representation of your brand. And you have the opportunity to consistently communicate with your potential customers. So here you can track the number of posts you're publishing, or the localization that's being done by the franchisees if you choose to do so, and then the engagement rates per post or so on. So you can track quite a lot. And again, screenshot this, use it as a checklist. This is really here for your help. So moving on to what this means in terms of how to get value from the data. There's just so much of it, and it is, really exciting to just beat that word like a dead horse, to really bring you the next phase of what we're doing here on a daily basis. Because as you've seen through the CMO Peer Talk community, we at PromoRepublic live and breathe the franchise or, journey. We are here to help. And that's exactly what we've launched. It is our intelligence engine for franchise and multi-location brands, encompassing data collection, insights, and analytics, and all about how you can take this to the next level and take actionable steps based on the data that you've aggregated. So instead of just looking at numbers and, trying to understand what is that next step, we're here to help. So I'm really proud of our entire team behind this, and thank you to everyone from the PromoRepublic team that is here with us. But peeling back the layers here, the intelligent engine that we've launched is the first of its kind analytical tech that empowers the marketing and ops teams to do these 3 key steps. So the first is to consolidate your data. And as you can see, we're gathering over 300 separate data points across the different, not only socials, but pillars, as we discussed, on your reputation, your social, and listings. And you're seeing all of this compiled into one, not only for you, but tracking across competitors. You're visualizing this in dashboards, and you're gaining reports with insights and suggestions, which is my absolute favorite part. The next step is the analytics and visualization. So this enables you to see what is doing well, what needs help, or a little bit of TLC, how you're stacked, what, again, the 3 pillars that we provide in terms of the platform. We now give you the data and the insight to really make your competitors, scream, because you're taking any actions that are necessary to improve your location's presence. The third step here, as we're highlighting, is the insights and suggestions. Through our local intelligence engine, you're able to see, okay, our Google profile information is complete. This is where we're excelling, but actually our Facebook presence is suffering. I need to change X, Y, and Z to get there. So that is, I need to post more. I need to be more localized. I need to have more diversity of content. Or actually, I'm not even showing up on the top rankings when people are searching on Google Maps. How can I fix that? If I need to be found by blank by me, I want to be in that top 3, because we all know that if you're not on that first few ranks, people aren't going to scroll forever, let alone on the desktop. Mobile is even worse because it's a smaller screen size with attention span. So this is really insightful and impactful technology that I'm so proud of the entire team for working really hard to launch. And this wouldn't be here today without all of you who have provided us feedback, shown what you really want from a partner, and we are thrilled about what we're able to do. And this is a case study that we've compiled with one of our clients that has over 1,100 locations across the North and Central and South America, across 21 brands under the umbrella brand. So they're utilizing our full product suite, which we've just highlighted. And you can see that they've grown quarter over quarter in their Google Business Profile clicks. They've grown almost 2.5 times in terms of their Facebook clicks just in 6 months. and they have over 200% growth quarter over quarter in terms of their reply rate. Because before they weren't centralized, they kind of acquired a few brands and had some backbone infrastructure in place, but there wasn't one centralized place where absolutely everything can be done. And since we've been implemented and really adopted by their internal teams, they've seen fantastic results. So I'm really, again, just proud of all of the hard work the team has done to get here. So I know there's a lot to take in and you're thinking, okay, but maybe what are my results or what does this look like for me? We are happy to actually do an audit for you right now. So you can reply to the chat. My team is in the chat box if you want to just see a quick audit of what is the status of your accounts. Don't be shy because we have our amazing data team on standby. So feel free to reply to me directly or everyone, because we're really excited about this feature and we can't wait to start producing our initial reports for you all. And in terms of our overall platform and what that looks like, we're here to help you grow that visibility online through local search and on social. So you've been familiar with what we've done in terms of digital asset management, social, review management, local SEO, and distributed marketing. But as you can see by this orange here, the intelligence engine is that newest phase. Also, I just saw that the chat's disabled. I'm so sorry about that. So yes, divert to the question and answer box. So please just request report there. The question and answer box is monitored as well. So feel free to throw everything in there and we'll absolutely get back to you with all of that. So thank you so much for bringing that to my attention. So with that said, to draw more attention to the question and answer box, we do have time for some questions and answers as well. So if you have a question or if you want to report, throw it in there. I am really happy to help in any capacity that we have. Otherwise, that's it from me. So I know this was a lot to talk about and a lot to think about because we do have such a complex infrastructure that we have to incorporate as franchisors when we're talking about local marketing and everything that encompasses and the buying journey. And one of the CMO peer talks that we hosted did speak about how to map out that customer journey and to kind of walk backwards from there. So that's really, you know, bringing it full circle, how this can help. So thank you, everyone. Feel free to continue to leave your questions or your feedback or just requesting a report in the chat question and answer box. I will leave it up for a moment. But that is it from me today. Our next session does start in about 20 minutes time. So feel free to take a break, grab some lunch, get some coffee, and we'll be here in the next moment. If you have any questions at all, you can email us at hello@PromoRepublic.com, or again, just throw anything into the question and answer box now, and we're here to help. Thank you so much for your time today, and I'll see you on the next session.